to get updates in. Now, moving on with our scheduled programming. The United States is one step closer to ending its historic 40-day government shutdown after the Senate passed a key piece of legislation. In a procedural vote of 60 to 40, American senators moved forward on a measure to fund the government and essential programs until the 30th of January. The breakthrough came after 8 Senate Democratic centrists sided with Republicans, securing a deal that includes a vote next month on extending Affordable Care Act tax, a major priority for Democrats. While the measure bans federal agencies from firing employees until January the 30th of 2026, it also promises to rehire federal workers laid off during the shutdown and provide them with back pay. Joining us now is Ambassador Pradeep Kapoor. He's a former diplomat and he joins us live from Washington, D.C. Of course, thank you very much for joining us, Ambassador Kapoor. Pleasure to have you. This has been going on for 40 days, the longest government shutdown in history. We've had this development today on the 40th day of it. How close is this thing to ending?
Thank you, Thomas. First of all, my condolences to all the people who have, innocent people who have lost their lives in that bomb blast in Delhi. I hope if it's an act of terrorism, the perpetrators will be brought to justice and there will be not much further damage beyond what has already been found. Coming to the issue of the shutdown, yes, you're right. There have been a very large number of shutdowns in the US. Also, since I've been here, since the last 11 years, I've seen quite a few. So it's a process whereby, because of lack of approval of funding by both the parties together, the budget is not allocated for carrying out all the aspects of governance, and thereby the government has to shut down. This is the 21st such shutdown in the history of the US. And total number of days that there have been shut down is over 162. Whereas this particular shutdown, which started on the 1st of October, is the longest in the history of the US. It's touched 41 days already. And yesterday, for the first time, there were some signs of hope, some glimmer, some light at the end of the tunnel, in the sense the total number of senators who got together and voted in favor of ending the shutdown was 60, as is required, the minimum number, because about 7 or 8 Democrats and independents voted for this bill to avert the further continuation of the shutdown. This was just a procedural vote. Today at 11 a.m., that is in a short while from now, which is just before 10 a.m. currently, so in about an hour and a few minutes, the Senate will meet to have a formal vote, and that is likely to continue in the same voting pattern as we saw yesterday, with 60 senators voting in favor of stopping the shutdown. Thereafter, once it clears the Senate hurdle, it'll go to the House of Representatives, and that requires 36 hours for convening the House. So thereafter, it has to go to the White House also for final signatures, etc. So the total time it may take is probably about 5 days or 4 days, depending on the speed with which they move. It could be a little bit faster, but not much faster than that. But the possibilities of the shutdown, stopping now is quite high, because it has impacted a very, very large number of people all over the US, and particularly in the Washington, D.C. area where we live. We know a lot of people, including our family members, who have been impacted very seriously and very significantly by this shutdown, as they've been furloughed because of federal workers. So that means they are at home without any work, without any pay. Hopefully, the courts have ruled that they have to get all their back pay also, and that they cannot be terminated. Though this government has been trying to see what are the ways to terminate some of the employment of some of the federal employees. But till January 30th, I think that is assured. Then there has been impact on many other areas also. When you go down to DC, Washington, DC, capital, the downtown area, which normally is very buzzing with a lot of activity, a lot of people, a lot of shops, a lot of restaurants. All that has been on quite a low key for the last 4 5 weeks. In particular, you don't see so many people, you don't see so many people eating out. The general atmosphere has not been very, very positive. There are other impacts of the shutdown on the healthcare, for example, or the food aid bill, for example, or the, basically the one direct impact which I had. I was traveling to
Yes.
one of the other towns in the US for a meeting, and the flights are impacted very significantly. My own flight was delayed quite a bit because the number of federal workers in the air traffic control is also very large, and many of them are furloughed currently. So, only for the essential services, you have the workers continuing in full force. Otherwise, many of the national parks are shut down. So, there is impact all around in all walks of life. Back to you, Thomas.
Yes, Ambassador Kapoor, thank you very much for giving us that